Good morning. Check this out. You know, I always get up early, try to hit the road early. Thought I'd show you what I go through in the morning. There's the bike, all covered up, made it good. What a view, Columbia River. You could hear those ships in the dark. It got pretty dark here last night. And you could see the lights on them. Couldn't really film it. My camera wouldn't have done it justice. You just hear them big old engines plowing through the water. Not sure what that smoke is. They got like processing plants, logging, all that down. That's down near Longview. But we're heading upriver. We're going to go up to Astoria this morning. Actually going to take a little ferry ride. We're going to put the van on a ferry. Have a little fun. So, what I do in the mornings, this is my morning routine. I gotta load out the van, put up the bike, get the blocks off, the tires off the blocks, roll up the power cords, make my coffee. So I thought I'd show you a little bit of what I do in the morning before we hit the road. Alright, one last look. Cool little place if you ever get a chance. It's called County Line Park. Right here on the frontage road, just past Longview. It's probably the best place. Them guys fishing, they caught a bunch of fish, and you can watch the big ships. Alright, get ready. Let's roll. Brewed up 2 cups of coffee. That'll last me all day. I normally don't drink both of them, but it's kind of nice to have. That's my morning routine every single day that we travel. That electric bike, electric X-Peak 2, is a game changer. Well worth it to bring it. I have a bike rack that would fit on the hitch of this thing. It just makes the van that much longer, and you got to remove the bike to open the back doors anyway. So after struggling with that for a little while, it's just so easy just to roll the bike in the back. At night, lock it up, put the cover on it, and it's good to go. But bringing that electric X-Peak, what a game changer. What you've seen, been able to explore areas while the van is parked. Absolutely perfect. And being plugged in into RV parks, I get air conditioning, all the power, the internet. Also on the roof of the van, I have a Starlink mounted, Starlink Mini. So I have 24/7 internet now in the van. I can even upload video while I drive, which has just been another blessing. It just makes my workflow of doing the video a lot more convenient. I don't have to spend as much time sitting in one area while I process the videos and all that. Because it's a lot of work doing these videos, especially on the road, between filming them and everything else. Because I can film 5 times, 10 times faster than I can edit. That's how we end up with a lot of footage for the rest of the year by the end of the summer. Okay, enough of that. We're heading to Astoria. Gonna take a little boat ride. Gonna run up to a little town called Cathlamet. They got a ferry that crosses over into Oregon, gonna cut into Astoria, and then double right back across that big, beautiful bridge up there. And hopefully the winds aren't so bad today yet. Last night they kind of really kicked up. Come straight off the ocean, roaring right down this big river. Back at that campground, them guys caught a lot of fish. I went down and talked to them for a little while last night. And you can see sun isn't even up yet. Should be coming up about the time we get on the ferry. It's not too much farther. Very pretty area through here. I have plenty of fuel on board. Filled up in Longview yesterday before I hit the RV park. So we should be good to go. The prices here in Washington State, they're up here a little bit compared to Oregon. Here's our sign and turn. Washington 409 to the ferry. This little town's neat. You'll see the buildings. Small town right on the river. The history of all these places, they go back centuries. Just a ton of history. Even though Lewis and Clark, they came up through here. There's our sunshine popping up. But the old style of these buildings, look, all the flowers are out. Just summertime along the Columbia River. Not a very big town. Little market there. Restaurants. Okay, this is going to take us over to the ferry. Once we go across the river, we'll be in Oregon on US 30, which will cut us over to Astoria. And you want to live on an island? Here you go. One bridge. In and out of here. Let me grab the other camera. I'll give you a little side view of what I'm seeing. There's your Columbia River. No ship traffic. I think that they go on the other side, though, where the big ships. There you go. Pretty long bridge to get out here, isn't it? Bridge on this side, and then you got the ferry on the other side. A lot of farms and stuff out through here. Pretty place to live in the good weather. I had to look at the phone here. This is called Puget Island. Surrounded by the Columbia River. They got a deep water on one side, and then the bridge we just crossed. One big island right in the middle of a big old river. But all the farms, homes out here. Pretty unique. The ferry runs every hour. We should catch it. We shouldn't have to wait too long. They start early. Look at that red barn. You can see a lot of the homes, they're dated. I mean, they've been here a long time. The architecture on them. Everything nice and green. Fire department there. That ferry shouldn't be too much farther. I've ridden this thing a couple times. I just love it. To actually put the van on a vehicle on a boat. I did one on the Sacramento River once. It's kind of cool. Then we're heading up into the islands, up into Washington in a few days. Big old church there, huh? Probably take another ferry ride up there. Those are big ferries up there, though, around Port Townsend and all them places. Huge. I'm just letting the camera roll. It's so pretty through here in the morning. Get a little view. Once I get to Astoria, I'm not going to spend a ton of time there. We'll do a little sightseeing. I want to keep going. The goal this afternoon, I'm going to get way up around ocean shores, up on Pacific Ocean. So, kind of a travel day, sightsee in the morning and do some driving later. There's the sign, getting close. All right. We're gonna say so long, Washington, for about an hour, maybe 2. Here's our boat ride. They do charge to go across. He's waving me down. All right, here we go. All aboard. I forget the name of this thing. Oscar something, I think. Oscar B, that's what it was. Look at that, second car here.
Here the hard part is
Those houses have a nice view, huh? Right on the water. Well, we got a few minute wait. Probably more cars will show up. Locals here, they buy a monthly pass. They just ride this thing constantly. It's part of their life. Nice calm water, but you get in the high winds. I mean, you could really get rocking and rolling on one of these little ferries. See that in the mirror? I got a digital camera mirror, rear view mirror. All right, here we go. Buckle up. We're heading to Oregon. Not too many cars on this load. But I mean, these ferries, you can pull a big old semi on this thing. It'll handle it. I'll get out. We'll take a little look once it gets going. Pretty darn cool. I know that all these people, they go, look at the guy with the camera. Tourist. I think it's just flat fun. Too bad a big old ship wasn't coming up through here. That would have seen it up close, huh? And just like that, we're almost over here to Oregon. We probably already crossed the state line. Parts of the river are the state line, not sure exactly where. Nice and clear. What beautiful weather this morning. I know I keep saying it, but I've been along the Columbia where it is just, the winds just scream through here. Welcome to Oregon. So long, Washington. See you soon. Pretty remote back in here, isn't it? Well, we'll be off this thing in just a minute. Not bad. About 15 minutes to come across. And there's not too many cars, so pretty darn cool. Well, we're just gonna cut up through this little town up here. I forget the name of it. Let me look. Westport, Oregon. And it connects us with US 30. Up the ramp we go. I'd do this again every time I ever came up here. I just love it. Where else you gonna take a boat ride in your vehicle? Right on the Columbia. Look at all these guys waiting. They're heading to Washington and go to work. And here's Westport. Tiny little town, small town. Backroads, small town, RVerTV style. Alright, we're gonna take US 30, head on in towards Astoria. Just got a few miles to get up there, and then we'll do a little sightseeing around that old town. Welcome to Astoria, Oregon. You made it. Wasn't that far. There wasn't a whole lot to film along the road. It's a lot of this tree line. I was kind of wondering too. It got a little cloudy, but look at this. Clouds broke. We got us some blue sky. Well, I'm gonna cruise the old town. There's an old historic district. Then there is a dock where all the pilots go out to all the big ships, help guide them in. Big parking lot. I think there's a museum there. I've filmed the museum before. Probably won't do it. It's not open this early. Then we're gonna keep cruising. We'll cut over the Astoria Bridge, which is massive. Don't look over the edge. That thing goes way up in the air. Right back into Washington. But talk about history. This town is, goes so far back. Early settlers, explorers, all the shipwrecks, very violent waters of the Columbia River heading out into the ocean. I believe there's like sandbars that they hit. That's why they need the pilots to bring in the big ships. Wow, look at all the construction they are building here. Oh my goodness, they moved that boat. What the heck? That is all new. That used to be one big parking lot, I think. Last time I was there, it's been a year or 2 or 3. There's the museum. Ah. There's the dock. Alright, I'm gonna cut up through town. We'll take the scenic route. I'll be darned. They're building everywhere. There's a big cruise ship parked there too. So 1 block over to the left is the main drag, where all the big buildings are. Real famous movie, a kid movie, The Goonies or something was shot here or something. But down here you got all the restaurants. I bet it's good food. And I gotta find a place to cut over. And can't make a left here. Here you go. The bridge is just a little ways up. We'll see that soon enough. Big old post office. Now here's what they call their historic district, downtown district. All these buildings are very old, very dated, but they're still being used. Flower baskets hanging. Kind of wonder what all the years, what different businesses, murals on the walls, old hotels. Sorry, it's a little fast-paced street here. I can't go too slow. There's the historic district. All right, we'll go up, get parked. We're gonna take a little walk. Should be able to park right up here. Here it is. Yeah, I can't believe all the construction. This has totally changed since the last time I was here. I wonder what those big buses are for. You know, Coast Guard's down here too. Wonder what those buses are. Huh. Well, here's a museum. It was okay. It was decent. I'll put the link down in the description. I did film the inside of it. But it's not going to be open this early. But that's okay. We got miles to do. The best part here is the ship outside. We're going to see that in just a second. Now that's cool, huh? Old ship mast for their flagpole. Anchors and all kinds of stuff. Old anchor, now it's artwork. Oh, I remember this. This is a light. Big buoy that was a light. Lightship Columbia would guide the ships in. Saved lives. That was a life-saving thing. They say that the Columbia River is just violent. Look at that big cruise ship. Ooh. Now, I've read about those. You can take them, I believe, clear down into Idaho along the Snake River. That'd be kind of cool. But there's that Columbia. There's a light ship. And that buoy would light up too, that thing. I bet those buses are connected with the cruise ship. What do you think? I think so. I don't know, would that be worth doing it? Would that be worth videoing? Taking a boat ride like that? That would sure be different. I don't know what it would cost. But you'd see the Columbia River like you'd never seen it before. I mean, we're as far as you can go here, Astoria. The other end of it would be, I think it's Lewiston, Idaho. You go through all the lock systems at the dams. I don't know how long it'd take, 2 or 3 days, maybe longer. But it's not like one of them big fancy cruise ships, you know, have casinos and all that stuff. Oh no. Something to think about. Sure be different. Or untie that old Columbia boat. Let's go out and light it up. Oh, food truck backing in. They're gonna load up this ship, this cruise ship. That's what they're doing. Uh-huh. Maybe I could sneak on and stow away. I think they'd catch me. As soon as you sit down to get something to eat, where's my food? So you got 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 decks. Not huge. You see them, like down at the County Line Park, you see them go by once in a while. I did not see one last night. Of course, it might have went by after dark. I don't think they stop anywhere. I'm not sure. Gonna have to check into that. That's interesting. All that green moss and algae looks like a paint job, doesn't it? Even on the rocks. That's something. And those buildings over there, I'm pretty sure that's where the pilots, they call them pilots, they go out to the big ships. Then they help the captains of the ships guide in through all the sandbars and all the hazards of the river. That's some old piers. That's the old part, still in the water. Big mural on that building across the road over there. Celebrating 120 years. Must be the pier down here. There's people getting off that cruise ship. Probably heading for the bus. So they must bring you one way and then get bussed back. Are you with the cruise?
I am.
How far does it go?
So we good. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got all kinds of info. It goes the whole way. You can go part way, all the way. It does stop. They do bus you back. So you can ride it clear from, like, you start in Idaho, come all the way up here, and then you take a bus ride back. There's a bunch of big ships out there. And it costs around $5,500 if you do the whole thing. Depends what package you buy. They offer deals and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, that's a lot of money. But that includes all your meals and everything too, and the bus ride. She said they have entertainment on there. It's also, this company runs all the ones that going up the Mississippi River too, she said. So it's a huge corporation business. Look at that, there's some of those boat pilots going out or coming in. Non-stop, that ship traffic. Those are some busy guys, huh? And ladies. Well, cool. Neat little stop. That was good info on that cruise. Because I know on the Mississippi you can do them too, but those are like gambling boats, which I don't really care about all that stuff. This one here would be a real sightseeing thing. To go through all the dams, like Bonneville Dam and the Dalles and all that. You go through all the lock systems. And that's a lot of miles too. That's a long ways over to Idaho. You ready to go up in the air? We're gonna cross over this mighty Astoria Bridge. There's no toll on it. Busy bridge though. The amount of shipping traffic that comes underneath this thing. But we go way up in the air. Don't look over the edge if you get nervous. If you're scared of heights, put the blinders on. It's a few miles across the river up here too. Here we go. A few years ago, I was coming back from Washington to Oregon, and they were doing road construction right up here, right in the top. And all the traffic had to stop. You had to wait like 30 minutes on this bridge. You could feel the whole thing vibrating and shaking. I didn't care for that. All right, we're heading down. We made it. But all the ship traffic that comes through here, just incredible. Not a bad morning though, huh? Hey, for more information on my travels, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you sign up for free newsletter. Putting one out once a month now. And we also send out a couple little side emails now and then. Articles, pictures about previous travels, future travels coming up. We got free downloadable puzzles that relate to travel. Kind of cool, fun. And got a merch shop. Armchair Traveler Series mugs. Hats, t-shirts, that kind of thing. Also the popular, and I mean it's popular, heck yeah, merch. Heck yeah, we got coffee mugs. Heck yeah, we got shirts and hats. All fun. They make great gifts, which help support the channel in future videos, just like this one. Taking a ferry ride across the Columbia River and then this big old bridge on the way back. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv, and I really appreciate it very much. Thank you. Long bridge, isn't it? And there's nowhere to pull off. There's a wreck on this thing, you're gonna sit, or someone breaks down. I mean, it's narrow, old. Probably someday they'll improve it, I'm sure. But what a feat to even put a bridge across this wide area of this major river. Off to the left is Pacific Ocean. Straight ahead is Washington. Alright, state line should be coming up. I believe the sign's on the bridge. I can't really slow down too much. There it is. Back in Washington. We're traveling 2 states this morning. right, well, we're going to be in Washington for quite a few days. If everything plans out okay. I want to skirt up along the coast all the way up through the Olympic Peninsula and then Port Townsend. I do have a reservation later today in Ocean Shores. There's a town called West Point, I think. Westport, West Point. Big old lighthouse, all kinds of cool stuff coming up. A lot of old history right in here. There's actual old battery fort that used to protect the waterways with cannons. This tunnel we're going to go through is part of it. Right above is the old fort. Most people don't even realize that. They just drive through here, think cool tunnel, keep going. Alright, I got a few miles to get up the coast a little ways for our next adventure. The journey never ends. Talk soon.